Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. No bidding this morning. My speaker is turned off. Such is life. It is raining outside. It rained all day yesterday. Hopefully it's not going to rain all day today, but it being Washington State, the Pacific Northwest, probably will. Thumbs up for that. I at least slept a little bit last night, and hopefully you did as well. Definitely a thumbs up. And of course, front-loading the videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like, that'd be awesome. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be very cool. If you could leave me a comment, that'd be double plus good. And over here, I have at least some of my Patreon patrons written down here. Thank you, each and every person who is a Patreon patron. Without your people's help, I would be hosed like a literal Christmas monkey. So thank you all so very, very much. I'm going to be, until I can get perfectly editing on the machine here again, having to do it this way, but still, thank you all. Greatly appreciate it. Definitely a thumbs up. If you would like to become a Patreon patron, there are links in the video description, along with a PayPal for possible donations, an Amazon wishlist link that I still have to update. So thumbs up, thank you. Each and every person that watches and helps me out, definitely a thumbs up on that. Yay! Now I'm going to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. Like, first off, I'm going to lead with my leg. Yesterday, I was very depressed and down about the situation with my leg, because it didn't seem good at all. This morning, well, I'll even start with last night though, because yesterday I talked about how yesterday morning, it felt like there was a blowtorch on the inside of my leg, and there was still a lot of swelling and a lot of pain. But then I took a shower last night, and I didn't go walkies because of the rain, and a shower is exhausting. It takes me 2 hours. But while I was doing all this, the spot on my left foot, where it had felt like that iron rod had been rammed through my ankle and felt like a blowtorch had been against it, that part had gotten thick, scaly skin down on it and itched horribly. Well, when I took my shower last night, all of these dead skin that had accumulated there all washed away. And it doesn't itch. It's not scaly anymore. And while there is a fair amount, excuse me, of generalized swelling in my leg this morning, it's less than it was. And the amount of localized swelling where the injury is there, but it is distinct and smaller. And while my foot did extra swelling yesterday and is a little bit more swollen today, and it is generally more tender, it's looking better than it did. So, even though I still have worries about MRSA, methampicillin resistant Staphylococcus aureus, I'm not sure about the Aurelius pronunciation part. I never have been one of those words, but still, thumbs up for that. It's just all of us have staph all over us. We are crawling with staph. Unfortunately, that's the way life is. If you get cut, you can get a staph infection just from the staph all over you. But that's if your immune system is down at the moment, you can get it and it can be bad. We are also, because of rampant antibiotic overuse, not just because of doctors, but because, don't let industry try to tell us it's all our fault. They flood every single animal that they farm with, especially in the United States, with massive amounts of antibiotics without even determining if there's a need, just as a prophylactic, just to keep them healthy until they can kill them. All of that goes flooding into the waters and just spreads around the U.S. So yeah, there is a ton of antibiotic resistant bugs in the U.S. and around the world, because 20-30 years back they were finding just MRSA, not infections, but just those bugs crawling around on everybody's skin. So we all have methampicillin resistant staph crawling all over us, just generally you don't get infected with it. Now, like I say, I am still worried, but I'm going to watch it on a day-by-day basis, but I'm not that worried today. So I'm going to try and give it till Monday. It appears to be still going well. thumbs up, and let's hope it goes well. It's just slower and more frightening than I would prefer. Checking the rest of my list here. Yesterday I talked about how my laptop here goes through periods where it suddenly locks up and the fans ramp on. That did it less. It still does it. And yesterday I was playing Postal 2, and it did none of that while I was playing Postal 2. So it's getting better. It's still rough to edit on Filmora because it takes forever to render. I mean, like 3 or 4 times as long as it usually does, because it can't upgrade the video card. Now, because that is getting better, and I'm also going to go on to something else, I've mentioned before how I worry when I see names and comments that suddenly will vanish. Unfortunately, Nexor EH has vanished from the comments. But unfortunately as well, with all of the health issues that Nexor has, I am worried about Nexor's health. I also always worry that, my personality has finally put everyone off and they've left just because of me. But I am largely worried about health issues for Nexor EH, and here's hoping that it's, well, I mean, it sounds terrible to put it, I hope it's a health issue. But I hope it's a health issue that gets better so they can come back to the comments and all, instead of it being I don't like this person's insert reason here, I'm not going to watch or be involved anymore. I sincerely hope that's not the thing. So, thumbs up. Just thought I'd mention. Checking my list here on all. Oh yes, here we go. I'm going to talk about this because I've mentioned these and I've showed them off, and I've mentioned the word mention here twice. I often forget to put these up on the shelves, and when I do, they're kind of hard to really see. These were little dwarf hamster stuff things. These are the mischievous little Cheezers that I like to put around. Some of them have little things in their mouths that they're chewing on or just demonstrating to the world. And I think these are just really, really cute. Now, dwarf hamsters are not my favorite type of hamster, but I feel a deep and spiritual connection with rodents, and I don't know why. Now, rodents, you think of, mice and rats. It's like the rodent family is one of the largest on the face of the planet right now. So rodents are a lot of different things. And, it includes things like the capybara and all. And I just like mice, rats, all sorts of, like I say, the dwarf hamster is not my favorite type of hamster, but I love even dwarf hamsters just because they're hamsters. They look awesome, they act awesome, they're just the best thing in the world. But these are the little mischievous Cheezers, and that's why I like to put them on top of things and just acting like they're silly little Cheezers. So those were the dwarf hamsters, and I just wanted to show them off. Now, I'm going to talk some more about some other stuff as well, because I went to the library and I did a whole bunch of printing the other day. And when I say a whole bunch of printing, it wasn't a ton, but it was like maybe 200 pages. Unfortunately, the last thing it printed, it didn't actually print, so it was like 16 pages of nothing. And at the time, I had no idea what it didn't print. So I got charged for it printing something, but we printed something else to try and make up for it because I had no idea what it was, but it was the game Rogueland. So I tried to print that out and got a whole bunch of blank pages and had no idea that that was what didn't print until I got home to check it out. Thumbs up. But I can't remember if I'd mentioned this, but the person who made the game The Drifter, which is sort of based on the game Barbarian Prince from back in the early 80s, sort of similar game mechanics, but there's a new science fiction game, Star Drifter, that they have created, and I want to pick that one up. Not at like $20 or whatever, so we'll see what it costs, but that would be cool as well, so definitely a thumbs up. Yay! And I just thought I'd mention that. But I got a lot of things, I keep saying the word lot, I got a fair number of things printed, so hopefully I'll be able to do things with that. One of them, I can't tell where the book is, I think this is the game Sacrifice, And one of the things I printed out was a companion for the game Sacrifice. So thumbs up for that. Checking the rest of my list here. Making sure it's still like printing because the screen is like dark. Printing? Charging. I'm going to talk about this one real quick because, and then it's going to bleed over into my creative / cryptid stuff. One of my favorite types of existential / cosmic horror stuff is the whole something being bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. I don't know why, but what I mean by that especially is like finding like an old house and you'd be searching it and you know, you think you've got it all figured out, and then you find a door, and it's, well, it leads to places that you didn't really think were a part of the house, but it's connected, it's all part of the house, so you go searching, and you explore that out, and you keep finding new spots that have impossible geometry, but it keeps getting bigger. You can get lost. Literally lost in a place like that. I don't know why that so fascinates me, but it does. And so I've been thinking of a whole lot of various things, one of which, and this is all again manifestations of cosmic / existential horror, because one of them is the continued thought I've had in the past of, like, there would be a place where they are breaking ground to put in a, let's say, a building. But then they break through and they discover stuff that shouldn't be there, like, oh, high-tech abandoned laboratories. And you can't find any identifying stuff that would say who made this or what company or what government, and the more you explore, again, the bigger it gets. Even though with taking seismograph stuff and looking through the city and how stable it is, there's nothing there. But there is. So thumbs up on that. And then, leading over into the whole cryptid thing, I'm trying to check on making sure I've got them here. One of the things that I did not say, checking my time, clearly enough yesterday, I'd mentioned how wilder urban cryptids, like those that just live in a park, like Polly, Clausy, and all, well, not so much Polly because she's more human oriented, but like her parents, Clausy and Alan, they just live like basically animals. When they have children, they have litters of kits. The more you deal with humans on a closer and more intimate level, the more you emulate humans. So an urban cryptid that lives among humans, an urban cryptid that marries among humans, and a human cryptid that has children, human cryptid that has children with normal humans, their bodies will act like a normal human body. Thus, Monica, when she just had her 3 children, they were just single births that took 9 months. Instead of, like, say, if Clausy had another birth, it would be a litter of kits, and then hopefully, the laptop ramping up here while it's doing absolutely nothing. I got lost on what I was saying, but if they had the kids, if Clausy and Alan had more kids, some of them could be runts and it would be a litter. But if Polly had a human father for her children, it would be one child, 9 months. The more intimately you deal with human beings, the more you act like a human being. I'd also mentioned how amongst religious organizations there would be those who would go out amongst the community to alleviate suffering by devouring members of the community who were in great pain and suffering. Now, one of the things that I did not stress is it is not just the lowest groups of cryptids in these organizations that go out and do this. As a general thing, if you are going to be one of the member of the religious organization that goes out to do this, you are a high-ranking member. And it's not that it's handed out as a reward to you. No, no, no. Cryptids who have faith take their faith very, seriously. If you are going to go out into the community to devour the community, to alleviate suffering, you've been a part of the religious organization for a long time. You have had to demonstrate your faith in, insert Messiah figure here. Demonstrate your faith in, insert religious organization name here. Just exhibit and show your actual faith. And you have to demonstrate your belief in your faith. It is taken very, very seriously. When you go out into the community to alleviate suffering, you are using your faith, your organization, everything that you believe to try and alleviate suffering. They take their faith very seriously. And I was thinking about this for every religious organization that has a vow of celibacy. Celibacy is different for cryptids and human beings, even amongst religious organizations. To put it crudely, celibacy about the carnal pleasures of the flesh are, you're not going to be able to stop a cryptid from doing that at all. Because cryptids, if they feel like it, they be fucking. And you ain't going to be able to stop that. However, celibacy for cryptids generally means no consumption of human beings, human meat, human products of any kind pass through your lips and into your digestive tract. You simply cannot partake of human nutrients in any way. Except, of course, if you are of a particular sect, like if you're a Roman Catholic cryptid. Well, there you've got a problem, don't you? Because when you take communion with your communion wafer and your sip of that grape wine stuff, that is supposed to have transubstantiation, to literally become the blood and flesh of Christ. And if you're a member of the Catholic Church and you don't believe that, you can be excommunicated. It is not something that is up for debate. So how could a Catholic cryptid partake of communion and still be celibate? Obviously, there have to be some changes made, because even though it does become the flesh of blood in Christ, it's still actually in your digestive tract is still just a wafer and a bit of wine. So, yeah, cryptids can take communion, and they take it very seriously. So thumbs up on that. So when they go out into the community, yeah, it is higher ranking people who have demonstrated their absolute and complete faith. And they go out to alleviate suffering. And that's a good thing. And they believe it thoroughly. I mean, thoroughly. And yeah, you can justify anything with anything. So how can you have, well, being eaten by choice? Well, like I said, loopholes and stuff. If you're a victim, you're not crashing to desktop voluntarily, are you? So if you're beset upon and devoured by the beasts of the field, and since cryptids sort of generally self-identify as beasts of the field, you're kind of a victim if you get devoured by one of the beasts of the field. So it's not voluntary crashing to desktop. There is no sin. So thumbs up. You can justify anything with anything. Anything else here on my list? I mean, of course, there's always lots. I mean, one of the things I want to talk about one day is King Mike, because King Mike is the guy that roughly holds the whole of the lunatic asylum of all of the cryptids in Brookerton, South Carolina together. That's why he's King Mike. Oh boy, and he's a ghoul, and he's a standard ghoul, except of course I've mentioned before there's this presence that he is keeping under control. And that's changed him against his wishes. Ghouls generally live about 300 years, and by the time they hit 300, you can see all the signs of age on them. Graying hair, aging skin, loss of hair, cataracts, swollen, painful joints. And at 300 years of age, King Mike the Ghoul still looks like he's not even 200 yet. And I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. Going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. And if I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I'm going to count the fingers of this hand in American Sign Language, it's just largely out of habit, form of stimming. It doesn't mean anything anymore. So let me call up my Chrome. We have Basherverse is a Nexo Knights character, and this person gave me very, very good advice on the game Minecraft Dungeons. I have to pay attention to this. Thank you so very much. Jesse Koskinen, always good to see you in the comments. We have Mike Lopez, thumbs up, and yeah, Tovlo with the song Habits. That is a tearjerker, oh my god. Jay, greatly appreciated, thumbs up, thank you much. And it's always good to see you in the comments. Flora Mew, thumbs up, thank you. And, well, yeah, today is going to be a Mio day. 77 Art Tourist, thumbs up, thank you, greatly appreciated. And I hope your day is very, very good. We have VVV and yeah, who's wondering if maybe I've got MRSA. And again, I worry about that. If it doesn't keep getting better, and it's still getting better slowly, then yeah, I'm going to the ER for it. We have VEGVISIR92, thumbs up and thank you. There is QABANDIMAN, who has good ideas, thank you. And then there is a name in Cyrillic. I do not know how to pronounce that, but thank you very much. It is appreciated. Pepperoni Party. I like the name. Thumbs up and thank you. IIARSKII_VFX. Thank you very much for the ideas. There is Beyond the Capsule, who mentions some good stuff, and also says that they like Red Dwarf, which a couple other people, Kokos mentions that they really liked it, and I used to watch Red Dwarf back in the late 80s, mid 90s. Back before they really updated it so it looked like it was an actual TV show with no real production values. That's an awesome television program. Definitely a good thing. We have Larry from Space. Here is hoping, thumbs up and thank you. RJ Mitchell, thank you very, very much. And oh boy, hey, watch those Kung Fu Panda movies. You will love them. There is Skrill4599. Thank you very, very much. It is appreciated. And Peach, thumbs up. Thank you very, very much. And I am very glad that my videos can help you out. That is a very good thing. Thumbs up and thank you. And that is it. Thank you, each and every one of you, for getting me out of my head. Yeah, that's what it is. You get me out of my head, into the world, and dealing with real people. Definitely a thumbs up. I messed those words up too, but I messed those words up. So, I tried calling up the hospital yesterday, but it's rough at times. I have an answering machine, and quite literally, they were going like, okay, what I need you to do is get in contact with a follow-up for us, and your phone number that you need to call is 360-123-4567. Okay, we're expecting your call soon. I'm going, well, wait a minute. And then play it again. Okay, there's the first couple. Play it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there's that one. And it's just, I can't catch it. It's too bloody fast. Thumbs up. But hopefully you can get done the things that you need to get done. That is a definite thumbs up on that. Yay. If you can't, don't beat yourself up. Definitely, that doesn't help. And of course, no matter what, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing. Now, yesterday I signed off very, very grim because while it is factually true what I said, it's also not just everything. I mean, my life has been awful. I would not wish my life on my own worst enemy. So, but it's just life. And now that I've got this turned on, you take care, and I will see you. And again, yeah, I could edit these parts out.